Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Obsession. But before we get into that, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Share them to leave a like, comment, let me know your thoughts on Obsession. Of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I'll greatly appreciate. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, this movie, to say it has amazing word of mouth would be truly an understatement. I mean, from a who's who, whether it be from the indie circuit, whether it be critics, whether it be hell, probably your favorite movie YouTuber critic has been saying this movie is amazing. It's one of the best horror movies of the year, if not the best horror movie of the year. Nay, probably one of the best horror movies of this whole entire decade. And, you know, when you're hearing that kind of hyperbole, that kind of excitement for a film after people are coming out of it, you are almost setting this movie up to fail. You know, because your expectations are so high as you go into it that you, again, like, there's no way the movie could just live up to those expectations, right? And I was really nervous going into this movie. I was super excited, but I was also very nervous heading into it because, again, just the expectations were so high, and it was hard to put those expectations to the side and to just judge the movie based on its own merit, just because, again, the word of mouth has been so exciting for the film. And now, fresh out of it and sitting on it for a good 24 hours, I can honestly tell you that even though I went in with super high expectations, it still exceeded them. This movie is worth the hype and then some. I thought this was amazingly well crafted from a direction standpoint. I believe the director is a YouTuber himself. He has his own sketch comedy channel that I cannot remember off the top of my head, but so well crafted within not just the direction. I mean, with our girl Nikki, when she turns, right, when she's no longer Nikki, but she's obsessed Nikki, the way that that's able to communicate and automatically cause, discomfort while watching within the shot is absolutely amazing to see. And it's not just within, camera shots and camera angles and like, oh, this is such a weird situation, right? The dialogue feels so real. I mean, all of the actors, all the performers in this film really knock it out of the park for sure. I mean, they feel very organic. You feel like you've met these types of people before. You probably hung out with these type of people before. Hell, they probably very much remind you of your friend group in a lot of ways. Like, I can remember, going out to the bars when, it's trivia night and all of y'all just hanging out and everyone's just kind of shooting the shit with each other. I think it's long enough that I'm okay to cuss now. But, again, just this real comfort within it. And then as the movie progresses too, and the dialogue that's happening between the characters about the situations that they are in, again, they just feel very real. And that is a testament to our director. And I also believe he wrote it too. I believe his name is Curry Barker, I believe is what his name is. He did an absolutely fantastic job within that aspect of the film. Like I said, all the performances are really good too, but, this movie probably would have been good if this person wasn't in it, regardless. Because again, script, very strong. Story, very strong. Direction, very strong. The other characters in this movie, also very strong, given with the material that they are in. They serve the story very well. But man, we gotta talk about Indy. Indy Navarrete, I believe, is what her name is. I will be completely transparent with y'all. I am not familiar with her work. When I was looking her up, I saw that she did a lot of TV stuff and that she did the film Safe House, I believe, with Dave Bautista. I don't recall her in that movie. Granted, I don't recall that movie whatsoever. I know I've seen it because it's Dave Bautista. Y'all know I'm a wrestling fan, so I've definitely seen it. I just don't remember it. So this is truly my first experience of her. This is a superstar making performance. Like, I really hope a lot of casting directors see this movie and thinking, I need to make room for her one day, because it's not just her being creepy, right? It's not just, how she is able to easily communicate, not just within dialogue, but also within her body language, that, hey, this isn't the same girl anymore, right? Like when you first meet her, you could totally understand Bear, our main guy, our protagonist who sets this whole story in motion, why he would be very charmed by her, right? Like, I even thought to myself too, hell, if I was Bear and I knew this girl named Nikki, yeah, I would probably be considering asking her to go get a beer sometime, right? So, you know, the way she communicates that is very well within her body language. But again, I bring up the direction of how is able to communicate when she is no longer her anymore. And, you know, they use this lighting, you know, it's like really dark, you know, she's just a shadow of herself in a lot of ways. And again, it's camera angles and lighting and the setup for the shot and all that takes a lot to communicate that, hey, this ain't the same girl anymore. But you also need the right body language to communicate, hey, this ain't the same girl anymore. And she does that absolutely fantastic, as well as also with how she communicates. Like, she starts off very strong, independent, and, you know, very sure of her words. And then all of a sudden the change of how she has constant doubts within herself and how her words, and how she's very apologetic when at first she doesn't seem that way. She performs that absolutely amazingly. And then there's also just voice work too, because there's a lot within the shots that you're just focused on Bear reacting to this girl, and the way that she is, all she has is her voice with how she is speaking, and that is also performed to an absolutely magnificent level. Every aspect that is asked of this girl to do, I fell in love with the performer while watching this movie. I am now looking for her in other projects. If she is going to be in a movie, I will make sure to look that out within the film, look that film out, I should say. She will have my price of admission, because again, she did such a fantastic job in this whole entire film. Now, I mean, I am gushing about this movie, and I think it's rightfully so. And we have this rating system, right? Sour lemon at the bottom, bad movie. That's like a 0 to a 1, maybe just before a 1. Then there's expired store-bought lemonade, bad movie, but hey, there's some good to it. Then store-bought lemonade, it's not expired, so therefore it's good, but there is a good chunk of bad in the film as well, but hey, you bought it off the rack. Then there's lemonade, you know, you made it at home. It's good, it's fine, it's a movie. It's a good time. Then there's freshly squeezed lemonade, where the movie is so good, but, you know, you have to really find those minor nitpicks to find what's wrong with it and that, you know, you think is justifiable for it. And then there's strawberry lemonade, which is a 10 out of 10 film here on the channel. And I have yet to give that out to a movie. And honestly, I'm still kind of debating whether this is a strawberry lemonade or it's a freshly squeezed. But we also have this title that indicates what my favorite movie of the year is. And you only get shown in it if you are going to be recommended as my favorite movie of the year. Obsession is easily my favorite film of the year so far. And again, I am still constantly going back and forth between whether to give the strawberry lemonade or not. When I first came out of it, you can see it on my TikTok, I was ready to give it the strawberry lemonade. My only two problems with the film, I would say, is the structure of the third act. It's just with how they set her up, is that Bear gets away from her for a little bit. And he's away from her for quite some time. And the way they set her up, because you know she's obsessed with him, I just don't think she would allow him to be gone that long. Now, with that said, I love the whole entire third act. I think it was executed to a T for what the movie was trying to communicate. I thought it was absolutely stellar. So within that, I'm kind of nitpicking, but also that leans towards the freshly squeezed lemonade, because I do think it is a valid criticism to go, well, where was she? You set this up that she was supposed to be completely obsessed. Like, she cannot live unless she is in his presence. Surely she would be seeking him out, but how is he able to be gone for quite some time? The other problem I have with it is within our main character, Bear. Now, this has nothing to do with the actor. He did a great job with what he was given. He actually led the film very well, even though, again, you know, the girl really steals the whole entire show. But, you know, you are supposed to feel some sympathy for him. And to a degree, you do. Which again is why I'm nitpicking. I'm picking at straws when it comes to it, because I mean, this was your dream girl. You've had a crush on this girl for God knows how long. Y'all built this amazing friendship, and you know, all great romantic relationships start off with a great friendship. I am a firm believer in that. And you know, the way that's communicated, maybe she does like him, maybe she doesn't. I really like that ride within the film as well, of like, well, you know, maybe she did kind of like him. You know, if he did just nut it up and asked her out, who knows what could have happened. But also you do kind of lean towards the whole fact of, I don't know if she really did like him. Like, again, you feel both ways within that aspect of it. So in that case, you kind of feel sympathy for him. But he's able to tell the difference between her. We're able to tell the difference between her. And everyone else in the movie is able to tell the difference between her. Hell, even him at the beginning is like, hey, she ain't acting right. But the fact that he's finally getting everything that he ever wanted, there's this great scene later on within the film as well that kind of really shows where he stands with everything. As it starts to get worse later on within the film and he's starting to see the regret, you kind of are just kind of going there, well, you know, FAFO, or no, yeah, FAFO. You know, if you want to mess around, you're going to find out, to put in the PG terms for it. And I don't really feel that sorry for him as the movie progresses, because again, he took such advantage of the situation, and now that's all blowing up in his face. I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, you kind of get what you deserve. But again, those two things are the only things I can actually find problems within the film. Do I care though? Absolutely not. Again, I had such a fun time with this movie. I want to see it again. This is one of my favorite movies, horror movies of the year. Definitely within the last 2 years. I think it beats everything horror-wise that came out last year in 2025. I would have to really think about everything else within the 2020s if it is the top of the 2020s. The only one I can think of that might rival it is The Invisible Man from 2020. But again, we have to look at the list to really compare the two. But yeah, absolutely love the film. Like I said, it is my favorite film of the year so far in 2026 by a mile. Beats out Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary just went on a little too long for me. This movie was tight, and again, the problems I have, I could really care less about. But yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts on Obsession. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on the film. Leave a like if you made this far with the review. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you all. So squeeze every opportunity that you can. And until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.